The Iranians seem to be smelling Donald Trump's blood in the Arabian, or what they would call the Persian Gulf. And that is because he seems to be trying to find a way to get out of the war that he started against them. They are seeing that and giving him no routes to take. So when, for example, he offered a 5-day pause in what he said would be American attacks against Iran's energy sector, in the hopes that they would stop strangling the international shipping of oil and gas, in particular through the Straits of Hormuz, they responded with this offer of a 5-day, effectively, ceasefire against their energy sector, with a wide range of attacks against American and other targets in the Gulf countries. Now, on top of that, they are also saying they have had no direct talks whatsoever with the US administration, directly contradicting the American president, who does hope to get, with the help of Pakistan, hosted by Pakistan, direct talks going later on this week. And all this is creating a schism with America's ally in this war against Iran at a time when the German president, in the latest criticism of the operations, has said that he thinks that this war is illegal under international law. So they've only got two allies, the US and the Israelis, prosecuting this war against the Iranians. The US look like they're trying to back out of it. The Israelis do not believe that the job has been done by any stretch of the imagination. For them, they have to see regime change. They cannot afford to see this regime continuing to be able to exist. They are not, however, seeing the popular uprising that both the Israelis and the Trump administration thought they would see as a consequence of this devastating bombing campaign. Rather, what they've seen is a metastasization, or what the Iranians call the mosaic distribution of their defense, by projecting down power and decision making to very relatively low-level military commanders. The Iranians have offset the dangers of being decapitated. They can fight on without a headquarters, if you like. Now, that makes it very, very difficult indeed for Donald Trump, because not only is he seeing domestic fuel prices going through the roof, but he's coming under intense pressure from former friends, one should say, essentially in Europe, NATO allies, who he's threatened in the past, imposed tariffs on in the past, but has now been asking for help and has been flatly rejected. And then looming in the background is the other major problem that's going to be a huge amount of pressure on the US government, if not the Trump administration itself, and that is global hunger, because 20 to 30% of essential fertilizers for the growing seasons that are coming up in the northern hemisphere, the breadbasket essentially of the planet, transit through the Straits of Hormuz. And if the fertilizer isn't there, then the level of production is inevitably going to go down, and we're going to see increasing food prices worldwide. And that is a problem that needs to be solved before the growing season starts. He's basically got a couple of weeks.